Hey.
You're insecure, don't know what for. You're turning heads when you walk through the door. Don't need makeup to cover up.
Hey.
The way that you are is enough. Everyone else in the room can see it. Everyone else but you.
Yeah.
It's time to make some content.
Miss that was by Barco. By the way, guys, we have the game playing in the background right now. I recorded it, so now we're watching it.
That's what makes you beautiful.
And welcome back to Hometown Highlights. It's your boys, Derek.
Matt.
And Lorenzo Lee. Gavin.
Nobody cares. So, have we
That's
got
correct.
a show for you guys today?
Show. It's playoff time, baby.
Playoffs?
Playoffs.
Wait, playoffs?
What are playoffs?
Well, we're already in playoff season?
Yeah, isn't that your playoff beard you started growing?
Yeah.
I can't grow a beard.
It's my playoff beard. Been growing it since middle school.
Actually, trim mine.
Well, back to the
Day
show
before
at
the
hand. It's playoffs, and we just clapped the first team. Well, I can't say clap.
Don't say clap, bud.
Well,
Don't speak too soon.
Hey,
We won.
Hey. A win is a win.
Facts.
Doesn't matter. We won. New England Revs, I'm sorry. You suck, and you're out.
I won't even say they suck. They played pretty well. To be fair.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, we suck, too.
it was a decent
Kind of.
game, actually.
Dude, no, I don't think anybody sucked. I think it was just a very good game. I think it was very defensive.
Chances back
Yeah,
and
there was a
forth.
lot of chances.
True.
I'm being fair here. Okay.
Being fair here.
For
fair.
once.
All right, so
Facts.
either way, Atlanta United got the dub over the New England Revolutions with a 1-0 win.
1-0. That's a fine margin.
It's a 1-0 win.
That
in a
is
playoff game. It's now one game elimination. It's not two legs. You don't get a home and away. Blah 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 blah. 1-0 in a two-leg situation is still a narrow win because anything can happen. So
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very scary way to win. You know, just by one score and that's it.
Especially
and the
for
score
our
itself
attack.
was kind of lucky, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a lot of skill, but like at the same time, like,
that's playoff Franco. That's what that is.
70th minute with the assist from Barco on a through ball in the goal box.
Great pass, by the way. Seeing
It was
that
phenomenal. I
Space, playing
think
that space in.
If I remember correctly, he threaded it between two defenders.
into like
Yeah,
empty
good
space
pass.
behind them.
Yep. And then Franco Escobar just took his shot.
I mean, that's a Franco Escobar goal. It's what we saw last year in the final. I mean, it's the same kind of goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Near post, that same side. I mean, that's
And
the
then,
side.
yeah,
and
top
then-
bins all day. Just
That's what I honestly like. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love seeing Julian Gressel on the right side. I do, but I really like. You can tell that's Escobar's position though, playing that right back position where he can get forward too.
Yeah, wing back kind of style.
Yeah.
And he even says, I watched the. Did you guys watch the press conferences?
Not the one afterwards.
I didn't,
Was
no.
there like a press conference after the game?
They always post the press conferences on YouTube after. But anyway, they were talking about Franco about how like he said that he does love getting forward. Like he loves doing that. That's it. Like he
Yeah.
likes to do that. He
I think
tries
honestly,
to
I think
do
that's
that
like a
lot.
South American tactic. Like
Well, it is,
LGP
really.
likes to do it. Like
Well, you get that overlap, and it's just an overloading tactic.
Well, no,
and it's what we did last year.
well, listen, but like even with LGP, he's not an overload. He doesn't overlap all the time. Just playing
No.
a center back. Like I think that's just a South American type
Just pressure.
aspect. Brazilian,
Yeah.
Argentina,
Push up, go
wherever.
for it.
They just like having the ball at their feet and dribbling with
Go
it.
for it,
So
because I mean, all those guys, you know, I mean, even think about whenever like we play. Like you're probably Jersey the left back, but I found you in the center a good few times. Like,
Oh, yeah, I
it's
love
just a
making
thing.
those
Yeah,
forward
you get-
runs.
Yeah, you get everybody likes going forward. Let's be real. That's why people play forward.
except for me.
Except for Tim.
I'll tend my goal.
Anyway,
But so to briefly, I guess, go over like the entirety, like how our boys play. You know,
I mean, we
I
played
gotta
well.
say, I like the pressure in the first half.
Dude, we were really.
We had like
Shoving
4
it out.
really strong chances on goal. Like,
Well, I'm not even worried so much about the chances, but our midfield was so strong, and they were very. I noticed there's a lot of.
you know what I want to say?
What?
You trashed him a lot, but I think Lorenowitz had
Hey,
a hell
Lorenzo's
of a
ball.
game.
Oh,
Lorenzo's
yeah.
ball. The only
Oh,
reason
man,
I trash
TJ.
him is because it's sometimes hard for him to keep up.
Oh,
That's the only
he
reason.
can be a little bit slower,
But
but
as a defense, when he lets, he gives Nagby some space to run though, doesn't he? You know what I mean?
oh
'Cause
yeah,
he's
absolutely.
holding back all the
yeah,
time.
because Nagby knows like, all right, Lorenowitz
Yeah.
is back there. I can go
Yeah,
forward.
he can go take a run, and so
Right.
I do kind of like that. I don't hate Lorenowitz as a player at all. I mean he's a solid player. He's just a little older, and you know that's how it goes. Same with Parkhurst. I love Parkhurst. He's a great defender, but Let's be real. He is a little old. If he wasn't retiring this year, I'd be saying like, you know, is it bad that he's missing games? No, not really. He's older. He's slower.
True.
You know, it's just how it goes. It's
Yeah.
just the way it goes. No, I liked our midfield. Our midfield really held it down, and I think it just allowed. I think the way each layer was playing, the way each third was playing, just allowed the other to be free. That's the biggest thing I noticed is our attackers had a lot of freedom, midfield had a lot of freedom, and our defense had a lot of security in the fact that they were doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and so normally with 3 at the back, I'm very concerned, and
Yeah,
this
they
game I
didn't
didn't feel concerned.
Well, I think part of the reason too is it didn't seem like everybody was pressed so far high. I noticed that
Yeah.
when Robinson's in, and so I've listened to a couple of podcasts where, the Benny Feilhaber show where they actually interviewed Michael Parkhurst. Parkhurst said that Robinson was the best 1v1 defender he has ever seen in the MLS, which is saying something
That's a
considering
lot.
how long he's played.
Yeah, he's played for a long
And
time.
how young Robinson is, saying
Yeah.
that he's already the best 1v1 defender you've ever seen. That's amazing. So, and he was explaining in the podcast the fact that like the reason they push so far forward is because they can trust him in the back to get back and win the 1v1 duel.
But when he's not there, and he's rapid quick, he's got the long legs.
Yeah.
We've seen him track back and take people out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and get that ball back. But when he's not there, I like that they didn't try to force someone else to do that job. It's like, look,
Awkward touch right there.
the players have their own.
I'm there. I'm happily married.
You just got all the audience right there.
Did I get you though? I mean, I had
I
to.
was already looking there. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, did you do the little thing?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I was already looking there. Anyway, but like every player has their own individual traits that make them special, and obviously Miles is great at 1v1, but our other guys aren't like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our
I would
other
say
guys
the
need
only
some
one that
space.
could probably do that is maybe LGP.
Yeah, but even then we've seen some like.
I feel like he's just a little more irrational.
That's what I'm saying.
Tackles.
He would try to slide early.
Yeah,
be a
he's-
thing.
he's a
And
little
that
more
works sometimes.
aggressive.
That's good sometimes, but sometimes it's not. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I like that we didn't try to force anyone to do something they're not supposed to do. I think that was the biggest thing. Because what we see is a lot of the time, and what I've seen this season is that we'd be, hey, Pity, go play over here. Well, I don't like playing there. We'll do it. You know what I mean? And so then he's not playing well, and then we're like, what's wrong with Pity? And it's like, oh, well, he's just not playing. He's being forced into a position.
Wait, Gavin's not smashing Pity right now?
Yeah, that's a first.
What?
I mean, he's on the bench for a reason. That's all I'm saying.
Next thing
But-
you know, he'll say FC Cincinnati's actually
Oh my
like
God.
decent.
Oh my God.
They're a decent team.
Right?
But like,
Oh my God.
you know what I'm getting at. It's like,
Yeah.
Is Christmas coming early? He already knew he's on the naughty list. He's trying to be nice right now.
No,
You done?
there's no
You done yet?
redeeming
you
Gavin
done
from
yet?
the naughty
No,
list.
no.
No, Gavin will forever be on the naughty list.
Yeah.
Kind of back
But-
going over it. I really liked our offense in the first half of the match. You know, we were strong. We were showing out. I will say our defense was kind of lacking in like the middle between like both halftimes, like the 15 minutes before halftime and after. That's where they
I
got
do
a lot of
feel
those chances in.
I think we talked about this. I said like at the end of the first half, I was like, I feel like we don't have as much control as I'd like. Like we're
Yeah.
dominating the game in a way, but it's still too uneasy feeling.
Yeah,
Like
the
you said,
thing
that was
is
that last
like
15 minutes of the half, and then that first 15 minutes, and that's when we made the
Yeah.
changes that I really
Yeah.
am excited to talk about. Where we brought on. So I do want to say before we get there, I like the Heinemann start.
oh yeah, of
I like
course.
that.
I think he's been in
Now-
the starting lineup a little bit for the last
Let-
couple games. So.
Again, back to the press conferences, they asked him, well, what was the goal in starting Pity over Hyman? And Frank de Boer pretty much just flat out said, I don't remember the exact quote, but pretty much he was like, I've been liking how Hyman plays right now, and I have not been liking how Pity plays. He's like,
Fair enough,
And
yeah.
then he kind of softened the edges on that by saying like, you know, different opponents, different, you know,
Yeah.
different things that you need on the field. But he pretty much was like, pretty much said to Pity in a way, the main thing was that Pity does not do a strong job at coming back and helping defensively. That's what he pretty much said. He's like, Hyman comes back and
true.
helps. Hyman comes back and tracks back and he does what he needs to do.
Yeah, you can
when
see
he
that.
said, he pretty much was like, Pity doesn't do that as well. He didn't say it exactly, but he just said, I like Hyman's ability to defensively do his duties more than.
Yeah, but I mean,
Right.
we've seen Hyman like perform not only like an offensive role, but like
But
also in
that's
midfield, like
what he's
defensive.
saying.
Yeah,
That's what he's saying.
So like
And
obviously,
so-
if like Hyman is doing more,
And he also pointed out that
More on the
Barco's
field.
been in good form lately, and that he
Yeah.
didn't want to. Pretty much he said when you have a player like Barco and he's in good form, you don't pick another person over him. And
Okay, that's fair.
Barco
fair
hasn't
enough, yeah.
scored, but he's been such a threat. I mean, this whole game, he was
Yeah.
making huge runs.
Yeah.
He got the assist. Let's point that out.
Yeah.
The Hyndman start was good. He played solid. Like, he didn't really have a standout game necessarily, but he
Yeah.
played solidly, and he kept us comfortable.
Yeah,
And
Hyman
then
always
we
has
made
like
that
a good
change
performance.
after halftime, which changed the game.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up changed the game, where we brought Villalba on
Yeah.
and we brought Pogba on.
Yeah.
And we kind of switched to what looked like to me a 4-3-3. It might have been something different, but just from my view of it, it looked like a 4-3-3. And I told Derek in the first 5 or 10 minutes of us having that, we had multiple chances on goal. They couldn't
Yeah.
get near us. And we were just like, all of our players were just moving. Like,
Yeah,
straight
'cause-
moving.
because-
Agby was pushing up more because he had.
Because you had four people in the
four
back.
people in the
You
back,
don't have
plus
to worry about
Lorenowitz
them.
was still
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about them just
And-
turning and shooting on you. So you can
Yeah.
press a little harder. You can like
we were,
go take
we were
like risk
really
your chances.
able to turn up the heat on them by
Yeah.
having that 4 at the back. And this is again back to the press conferences. They talked about what was the decision to put 4 at the back, and he was like, "I feel like we didn't have enough control over the game." And so this is a key point I wanted to point out is he said, "I asked the players in training, did they want to run 3 at the back or 4?" And they all voted on 3.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Which is interesting.
They're all going to say 3 because obviously more attacking players want to play. You
Yeah.
can fit more attacking players, and you only
But
have
I
3 in
mean,
the back.
that
But-
would include the defender saying 3 as well. I think what it is though is I like the fact that they have like a tactic for that now. It didn't seem like they had a tactic for we're not controlling the game, we're still gonna run 3 the whole time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seems like there's a tactic now. It's like, okay, well, Villalba's at health now. You know what I mean? We have that to bring. Like, he's really a super sub, and we said that before.
I don't know. I still, in my personal opinion, I do like the way Escobar plays right back, and I said that.
No, I love that.
I personally, I don't know. I'm a little torn. Like, I love all 4 of them. I like Pitti, I like Joseph, I like Barco, and I like Villalba, all in that front. So if we're playing, like, if we have 4 in the back, 2 holding midfielders, and those 4 attackers up there.
Let me just point out, I like what you're saying is ideal. Okay, and I'll just come back to the Pitti thing. I would love it if Pitti Martinez performed with the other guys as well as I know he can.
Right, no,
That's
no.
my only thing.
I'm just saying. I think so. This
But
would be a lineup I think would carry on well. Post Parkhurst, this could be one. So Parkhurst is hurt for the next game, and Robinson is potentially hurt as well for the next game. So we have to figure out what we're going to do in the back, which will probably end up being a back 3 of
Has to.
Escobar, LGP, and Pogba.
It has to be.
However, Lorenowitz has played center back before for us.
I could see that as
Could
well.
potentially do it again with a back 4 where Pogba was on the left, then LGP, then Lorenowitz, then Escobar.
I think you withhold that as a tactic again. Though.
Again, yep, that would be a tactical change, but it is something that could be done.
Yeah.
I personally like the Lorenowitz and Nagby combo in midfield because, again, like you said,
It gives Nagby
Nagby
freedom.
that
Yeah.
freedom to run forward and not have to worry about tracking back quite as much because he knows Lorenowitz is going to be there.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, my personal opinion, if we're playing 4 in the back, I think the best is Escobar at right.
LGP center.
I would put Lorenowitz and then LGP because
you're talking
LGP is
about 4
kind
in my
of 4 in the back because LGP is
Yeah.
kind of used to playing on the left side. So LGP, then Pogba. Midfield would be Nagby, and I throw Remedi in there just because Remedi needs to.
Remedi plays.
You know, he can get in there.
He holds it down too.
But you know what's crazy? So just listen to this lineup and tell me because so far you've liked the players that are in there. So then on the right, Villalba. I think I like Villalba a little bit more on the right just because
Right wing?
he prefers the right wing. It looks that way. Pitti in the center, and then Barco on the left because Barco does a really good job of cutting in on his right and curling it in. Martinez up front. Do you like that lineup?
Except for not having Julian Gressel.
Right, and that's what I'm
That's
trying to
the
get
problem,
at.
is
Like,
there's-
now at
yeah.
this point, how? So again, the 3 in the back kind of works because you can put Gressel out wide.
I think that really, like, that could be a main reason we play 3 at the back. It's just to try to fit these guys in there. Because I mean,
it
you
could be.
can't not play Julian Gressel.
The
He's
only
too special. to not do that.
the only question is if Pitti's not performing, I'd move Barco to the mid to center, put Villalba on the left, Julian on the right, and then Pitti obviously
Yeah.
would come off the bench.
And what they kind of shifted when they shifted kind of more 4-3-3
Because that's kind of what it looked like when they switched
yeah,
in this game.
yeah, that's what it looked like. Is that Barco did go under Joseph and
Yep.
Villalba to the left side.
But Villalba to the left and Joseph was or Julian was on the right.
But I don't mind that because I know Villalba's got a good shot in him, and I like him to be able to shift it inside. I think that's why I like him on the left better. Is
I like him on the left too. So look,
because he can either charge in.
I'm all for inverted wingers.
Yeah.
Left footers on the right side, right footers on the left side. Like I love.
But what I saw from it, every time he got the ball in the wing, which was a lot, by the way, what he did was he drove at the corner of the 18-yard box, right? So he drove diagonally at them, and it gave him pretty much he just left himself options. I can either cut inside, whip it across, which
because he has the pace, so he knows he can do that. He brings a whole different aspect than Julian. You know exactly what Gressel's gonna do. You just can't stop it.
Yeah, he's just too good.
You just know exactly because he can pass it from literally anywhere. I just want to talk about the fact, like, how are we feeling about Philly? So we're playing Philly in the next game.
They did beat us pretty bad the first time, but really it was with 2 late goals. Let's be real. It was a goal in the 87th, and then we just kind of gave up, and there was another goal.
Yeah.
So the final was like 3-1 in that game. I thought it was tightly contested, and we didn't have full strength side. We pretty much now have a full strength side. I mean, obviously, Miles Robinson injured, Parker's injured. It's not technically full strength, but if you're back then, we were missing 5+ players, or it seemed like. You know what I mean? And now we're missing 2.
It was like Villalba was like hurt or recovering, and then Barca was recovering.
Yeah, and then you had, who else do it? I mean, it was just too many to deal with.
Yeah.
At some point, Pogba got hurt. Remember that? So we were down a good 3-4+ players. And so, really, I feel good about Philly. I think that and again, I watch these press conferences just for the show. That's why I mention them so much. Frank de Boer even said in the thing, he was like, this is like ideally my team. Like, this is the team he wants to field.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, obviously different opponents require different players, but like, ideally this is my team. He said this is pretty much he's saying this is the most solid team, and I agree with that. It felt like the most solid team.
Yeah.
I felt like a team that if they fielded that every time in the playoffs, I'd feel confident against anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd feel okay about it. You know what I mean? I would never be like, ooh, I don't know about that. How they?
I mean, the only thing I really had concerns with this starting 11 was I was a little unsure about like having Parkhurst over someone like Pogba. But then I guess Parkhurst is more like kind of the leadership role.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it was, just like playoff experience. You know what I mean?
True.
I think he has so much experience with it. And I think that's the big thing. It's having those guys in there. Franco Escobar knows about the playoffs. You know what I mean? Joseph knows about the playoffs. All those guys have been with us for a minute, know about it. Guys like Pogba, obviously they understand it's like knockout football. It's like a cup competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even Brad Guzan said that in his interview, is that like, this is basically just a cup competition now. You know what I mean? That's what it is, really. I mean, and that's why I take MLS Cup for some freaking reason. But that's stuff we'll talk about another time. But
I mean, that was like my only like worry about it. But even then, like we still showed like pretty strong.
And Parker's had a great game. We don't need to forget that. You know what I mean? He had a fantastic game.
Yeah, up until he got injured.
Like the 90th,
until he got injured, he had a great game.
Well, that 94th minute or something like that.
Yeah, he got injured in extra
crazy.
time.
Like, so
for those who don't know, he dislocated his shoulder, and I watched the replays on it. I don't know if you did watch him. It was like weird. His hand was like this on somebody,
and the guy kinda shoved him like that,
and it just popped out,
and it literally just popped out. But so listening, I can't remember where I listened or where I heard this from before, but I want to say it's Taylor Twellman said that when they played together in New England, because Parker started his career in New England, it happened a couple of times, like in training, like in practice.
He's got shoulder problems.
So yeah, that's like it's like a soft shoulder.
Yeah, and Frank de Boer did give an update in the press conference. They did have to go by ambulance because it would not pop into place.
Yeah, you could see they were on the field for like 10 minutes.
They were on the field for a while.
But it was 6 minutes.
Yeah,
it went from 90 plus minutes.
Even he said afterwards, like in the locker room when they were trying to get the ambulance there, it still wasn't going in place. And so he basically was sitting. That's why when he walked off the field, they were holding it, and somebody was probably holding it the whole way. You know what I mean? He had to ride all the way to the hospital. Painful. Oh, dude, he was in pain. I mean, it looked bad. And so I doubt, to be honest. I mean, Frank de Boer even said he was like, on dislocated anything like a shoulder like that, it's normally weeks.
Yeah.
And there's not weeks left. You know what I mean? There's a couple weeks. Will he be back ready for that yet? I don't know.
If they can get it, if it doesn't take surgery, if they can get it popped back into place.
Which, I mean, they probably have by now, unless it requires surgery.
Right. If it didn't require surgery, usually that's about a 10-day fix. I know De Boer said weeks, and that's probably to throw off the opponents. But having
there's
something
that, but there's also his age, dude. Like that
does play. And again, he's a little bit older. But like, if you tell me this is gonna be your last, this could potentially be the last game. You're not going out that way.
No, I'm not
Especially
saying
with
you
him
will.
retiring at the end of
I'm
the
just
year.
saying if it's as bad as.
He'll just take a couple of shots of adrenaline and go straight into that game and play through it.
I mean, I agree.
Score predictions.
Score predictions for Philly.
I'm gonna say
not-
2-1.
Yeah, I was thinking 2-0 or 2-1.
2-1.
I think we're gonna score twice. I think our defense, although you could argue like that's gonna be worse.
Oh, hold on. Closing things.
Closing things.
Closing things before we get to this, which is gonna end the plane. I'm just gonna land it, but I just want to say, Brad Guzan. I knew you were gonna be man of the match as soon as the game ended.
Oh my god.
It was what,
phenomenal.
6 saves? 6
Yeah,
saves.
6 saves, and not easy saves.
No, like full
Not
stretch,
easy
like they're
saves at
going
all.
like to rebound off the post and in, like
Real-
full stretch on the ground. Like
Real saves. Right.
Brad Guzan, I love you. You're my inspiration. You're the reason why I became a goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I'm a terrible one.
but you'll get there.
I
He
probably
watches
won't.
Brad Guzan game footage every night till 2 a.m., visualizing himself as a big, tall, bald man.
Facts.
And on that note, we will see you next week.
Wait, I never even got my prediction in.
Yeah, my bad. What you got?
Damn.
What you think?
Score predictions. 2-1.
2-0.
3-2.
3-2?
2-2. I say it goes into penalties. Atlanta wins.
You think so?
That's a bold call.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
bold.
going to penalties.
But here's the thing.
At least extra time.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me. I think we're going to take the win, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I say Atlanta gets the win, but it's either going to end in extra time or penalties.
But I think when you have, like, roided up, seeming like playoff Franco, he's a different kind of Franco.
He
And so
is,
when you
but-
get that late
No,
game,
hold on.
he'll start pushing.
Yeah, and that's what I think he pushes. We might get a goal. I don't
Against
know.
us.
Push
Nah.
too far up and they counterattack.
I actually,
and,
when I'm thinking about this game against New England, obviously Philly's a tougher opponent, but they played semi the same, really. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, the only difference in Philly is the long ball game they like to really exploit, but
and that's what gets me nervous, especially if we play a high line with 3
I
in the
don't think
back.
we will, though.
and-
We're not gonna have Miles. I think if we play the same similar way we did in the first half with the 3 at the back, it's a little bit deeper, takes in a little more pressure. I think we'll be fine. And I think we're gonna know. I think we're gonna watch a lot of what happened last time. And I think we're gonna really go against that. And so I could see it being 2-2. I could see it being 2-0. I think it's more likely to get a win. Whether it's 1-0, 2-0,
Yeah.
3-2, whatever. I see it being a win. I see it being very contested, but I see it being a win. And honestly, I could even say like first team to score might win. You know what I mean? It could be one of those kind of games. I don't know.
Yeah.
All I will say is the Benz is a hard place to come in and get
That
a
is
win.
also true. When we lost to them, we were away, and the Benz. Oof, it's playoff Benz is like you're not getting less than 73,000.
It's like the Roman Coliseum.
Yeah, you're not getting less than 73,000 a game. Me and Derek went to two.
Gladiator.
Me and Derek.
You ain't wrong.
I think really.
I think we get the win.
I think we get the win. I think when you're at a place that in playoff games averages 73 probably thousand a game, they're not used to that. That's not normal.
That's true.
That's not normal. Even regular season games,
hold
like
on.
normally.
Have they played Atlanta in Atlanta? Did they do that this season?
I'm sure they did. You normally put one.
Yeah, at
one on.
least. Yeah.
But let's be real. It's probably more like 40,000. You know what I
At
mean?
that point,
45. You know what I mean?
Maybe 54.
Maybe. I mean, I'm telling you, regular season games, the most attendance I've ever seen in a regular season game was like 43 was like the normal that I got. I've been
Yeah.
to a good few, and it's normally around 43, 45,000, which is still a ton of people.
That's a crap
Okay?
ton of people.
That's more than I
That's
think
like
anybody in
that's like our
MLS.
entire city
But like,
in one room.
but playoff time, we know we've been there. It's 73 to 75 and nothing less. You know what I mean?
And you always have that
Nothing
one
less.
guy who's drunk out of his mind in a
Yeah.
red sequin
Red
suit
sequins.
with a handlebar mustache trying to lead cheers on
From
the
the
opposite
nosebleeds.
side of the supporter section in the nosebleeds.
Yep.
And he doesn't know the words because he's hammered.
Yeah, he does know the words. He just can't physically get them out.
So we did play them at home on the March 17th. It was a 1-1 draw.
I mean, I could see that back then. We sucked back then.
Barco scored for us in the 70th minute.
We sucked back then. Let's be real. That was like struggle bus
We
time.
had 71% possession.
Yeah, that was struggle bus time. That's what I'm saying.
That's our
That
lineup.
was struggle.
That's the Frank DeBoer trying to.
Trying to mold everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was that.
Because like I'll say like our possession has been like high 50s, low 60 percentage in like our good matches. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even this last match was a 55%, 45% possession split.
I think the team is different. Even if it's the same lineup or same players, the team is different now. Team is way different now.
Oh yeah, the team's gonna be different.
And so
beginning of the year, basically March 17th.
That's what I'm saying. And back then we were awful. Like we were trash. People were like, they're not even gonna make the playoffs. Like it was bad. Anyway, nothing more to say on that, really. I mean, I think.
All right, no, let's just go ahead and end it because it's already a 40-minute video.
All right, guys, make sure you like and subscribe down below. Leave a comment. Make sure to follow our Instagram.
Instagram's huge for us.
@_CF_sports.
And a lot of we have twice as many Instagram followers than subscribers. So if you are an Instagram follower who's just watching this video right now, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Come on, you're already following us. Come on, stick with it.
Maybe they want you to post a few more clips.
Yeah, that's true. I've been slacking on the clips.
Ooh, shots
is,
I'm
fired.
just being real.
Bang,
Life's
Man,
hard,
hey,
bro.
look, yeah, clips have been a while.
Hey, you know what? If you subscribe on our YouTube channel, that is in fact what makes you beautiful.
Yeah. You're pretty if you follow us on Instagram, but YouTube's where we're trying to go.
That's what makes you beautiful.
That's what makes you beautiful.
Oh, you don't know you're beautiful. Wait, no, you're not beautiful. You haven't subscribed yet. Get out.
All right,
Bye,
bye.
guys.